Hi students, this is Dr. Borgi, and we are working on a discussion called Asking for Help. And this is actually based on information from Chapter 5 in On Course. And the PowerPoint for that should appear directly before this assignment in Canvas. This is about relationship styles or ways that people relate to others. And there are 4 styles that we're going to review before you begin this journal. So I would recommend that you check out Chapter 5's PowerPoint presentation for On Course and that you read Chapter 5 before you begin this discussion. And remember that you need to write all your answers. So we've got some questions here at the bottom. So each one of these questions will require a 5-sentence answer. So except for number 4 will require 10 sentences because those are your responses. So you have number 1, which approach or style do you use most often to get what you want? And you're going to give at least 2 examples of how you've engaged in that style. And number 2, which of these styles do you think would be the most useful in achieving goals? Why do you think so? Give at least 2 reasons why. And give a real life example how someone you know has used the strategy to achieve their goals. It could be you. Number 3, rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 on how effective you are at achieving your goals. So like 1 being you never achieve your goals, all the way up to 10 being you always achieve your goals. And then why did you give yourself this rating? And explain how you can use one of the above strategies or styles to help you obtain a goal. So that's a lot. It's kind of a big journal, and also you're going to write 5 responses. So you're getting 40 points for this. But let's explain the difference between these different relational styles, or this is how people engage in relationships and how it relates to achieving goals. So dependent people are people that rely on others to get things that they want in relationships. And this would be a relationship that there's a big power differential. So like a parent-child relationship, the child would be the dependent person. But also I see like relationships where like one person is in control and the other person is kind of reliant on that other person to do anything. So I can think of like a sugar daddy and a sugar baby kind of relationship being something like that, where the guy is older, he has a lot of money, and this girl's like relying on him to take care of her financially and maybe meet some of her other needs too, emotionally. So dependent people need others to get what they want, and they feel like they can't get things on their own. They feel helpless, and they can't survive without the help of this person or people. And they don't always get things on their own that they are capable of doing on their own. So for example, maybe your mom is always doing your laundry for you, and if you're always getting your laundry done by your mom, even though you're perfectly capable of doing your laundry, you may not ever learn to do it because you're always relying on the other person to do it. So if you're letting people do things that you're capable of doing, then that would be considered being dependent on that person. They also fear losing people around them that help them succeed, and they may try to keep those people in that relationship even if they don't really like the relationship or the person. They really need those things that person's doing for them. The next one is codependence, and codependent people tend to put other people first and put off their own goals and gratification. So they may not always get what they want, and they use other people's needs to delay or procrastinate on tasks that are important for them and their goals. They have fear about pursuing their own goals and often feel like maybe they don't deserve to be successful. So there is, the reason why they're codependent and they're always focused on other people's goals is because it's a very valiant way for them to kind of not focus on themselves. Some people feel more comfortable focusing on other people and not focusing on themselves. They often need to feel needed by other people, and these are the type of people that tend to get involved with dependent people because they like to be kind of in control of other people's stuff, and it gives them a reason to kind of focus on other stuff besides themselves. They feel really gratified though when people they help are successful, but they often wish for their own success. And in some cases, codependent people can be successful in some areas of their life, but not others. And it just kind of depends on the codependent person and what relationship we're talking about. So independent people tend to want to do everything on their own. And I feel like in the United States, this is kind of what people strive to be. Like we're told, be independent. This is such a good thing. We have this movie, Independence Day, where, Will Smith goes in and shoots everybody on his own and nobody's helping him and like he's the hero. And that's kind of what we are marketed as people as being, kind of the best way to be. But in reality, this has its limitations too. So independent people can get what they want through their own effort. But when it comes to things they can't do on their own, like let's say you're a really independent person, but you really suck at math and you need help. An independent person is like, I don't need help. I'm going to figure it out on my own. I'm not going to see the tutor. I don't need a tutor. If I can't figure it out on my own, I don't deserve to be successful then. So this is the way that a lot of people fail to achieve their goals because they are incapable of maybe doing it without getting help, but they're afraid to get the help that they need. If they can't get that help on their own or figure it out on their own, they just don't get it and they kind of just live with that. And so for that reason, they don't always achieve everything that they want. And sometimes they can feel competitive or jealous when other people succeed, especially in areas that they want for themselves, but they haven't been able to get on their own. Interdependent people are probably, the best relational style here, or the one that you want to try to strive to become, because they basically combine their own efforts with the efforts of other people to achieve their goals. And they give and take help equally. They're not afraid to ask for help if it means that, it's going to help them achieve their goal faster. And so I notice interdependent people often will ask for help in areas that they are not very good at. So like if they're not good at math, they're like, you know what, I'm going to go get a tutor and get help. Or I'm going to ask a friend to study with me that kind of knows math. Or I'm going to go on Khan Academy every day and figure it out by paying for the subscription so I can get the help I need. So they also offer help to others in areas where they feel like they're, pretty good or an expert at something, or they have something to offer. And they get most of what they want with the help of other people and on their own. And they don't put others' goals above their own, but they value that others are also achieving goals too, and they can be happy for other people. So again, now I want you to think about which approach or style do you use most often, because again, you probably have times where you're all of these in different relationships or in different situations, but think about how you most of the time go about achieving your goals. Which relational style do you use when you're achieving your goals? Do you rely on other people to do everything for you? Do you use other people and helping them as a way to avoid working on your own goals? Do you only work by yourself and never ask for help? Or do you ask for help if you need it and work on your own when you can? So those are the styles, and you'll pick one and answer these questions. You'll answer this one about the one that you most use. And then number 2, it says, which of these do you think would be most useful in achieving goals? And I kind of already mentioned that, the answer is this: interdependent is the most useful because you can achieve the most. But I guess it depends on your style. So like maybe if you're a dependent person, that's the best style for you. That would be the most useful for you. You want to rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 and how effective you are at achieving your goals. So if you feel like you never achieve your goals, then you should put a 1. And if you feel like half the time you get there and half the time you don't, then you should put a 5. And if you feel like you always achieve everything that you set out to do, then put a 10. And I would say I'm probably a 8 or 9 on achieving goals. I really do like to achieve my goals, but I've had situations where I've gotten stuck in being independent, where I was like, I'm not going to ask for help because I want to do this on my own. And so I think that my typical style was independent, but I'm learning to be more interdependent as I'm getting older and wiser. So that's the journal, and hopefully this video helps you understand how to do it. Okay, you guys have a good rest of the day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.